Welcome to Social Online Class. In this video, we are going to discuss the Chapter 1, Tracing Changes Through 1,000 Years. This comes under History. This is the Part 1 video. Indian history is classified into Ancient Period, Medieval Period and Modern Period. In this chapter, we are going to discuss the changes which took place in the medieval period. Medieval period may be divided into two periods. The early medieval period, which lasted from 8th century to 13th century, and the later medieval period, which lasted from the 13th century to 18th century. It is between ancient period and modern period. Changes during medieval period are changes in map, new and old terminologies, historians and the sources, new social and political groups, region and empire, old and new religions. In this video, we are going to discuss the changes in map, new and old terminologies, historians and the sources. The rest in the next video. Changes in map. What is cartography? Cartography is the study and practice of making maps. Who is a cartographer? A person who makes map is a cartographer. Now let us see about the Arab geographer Al-Idrasi. This is the picture of Al-Idrasi. This is Al-Idrasi's world map. Map 1. Section of the world map drawn by the geographer Al-Idrasi in the 12th century showing the Indian subcontinent. This map is showing the Indian subcontinent. This map was made in 1154 CE, that is Common Era. This map is in an upside down manner. South India is where we will expect North India and Sri Lanka is the island at the top. Places and names are marked in Arabic language. Atlas Novi of Guillaume de Ilzy. He is a French cartographer. This is a portrait of him. This is his world map. Map 2. Subcontinent from the early 18th century. Atlas Novi of Guillaume de Ilzy. Map 2 was made in the 1720 CE, that is Common Era. It was made nearly 600 years after the map 1. In the time, the subcontinent had changed considerably. This map seems to be more familiar to us. The places are marked in a detailed manner. This map was used by European sailors and merchants on their voyages. New and old terminologies. Historical records exist in a variety of languages, which have changed considerably over the years. Medieval Persian is different from modern Persian. The difference is not just with regard to grammar and vocabulary. The meaning of words also change over time. Take it as Hindustan, for example. Today we understand as India, the modern nation state. Minhaj Siraj. When the term was used in the 13th century by a chronicler, Minhaj Siraj, who wrote in Persian, he meant the areas of Punjab, Haryana and the lands between the Ganga and Yamuna. He used the term in a political sense for lands that are part of the dominions of the Delhi Sultan. The areas included in this term shifted with the extent of the Sultanate, but the term never included South India. This is the portrait of Minhaj Siraj. Now let us see how Babur used Hindustan. By contrast, in the early 16th century, Babur used Hindustan to describe the geography, the fauna and the culture of the inhabitants of the subcontinent. Amir Khusrau. The 14th century poet Amir Khusrau used the word Hind, while the idea of a geographical and a cultural entity like India did exist. The term Hindustan did not carry the political and national meanings which we associate with it today. Historians today have to be careful about the terms they use because they meant different things in the past. For example, let us take the word foreigner. The medieval period, a foreigner was any stranger who appeared, say, in a given village. But now, Foreigner is a person who comes from abroad and someone who was not a part of the society or culture. The medieval period, they described a foreigner like this. In Hindi, the term Paradesi used to describe a person like foreigner. In Persian, Ajnabi. A city dweller therefore might be regarded a forest dweller as a foreigner. But two peasants living in the same village were not foreigners to each other, even though they may have different religious or caste backgrounds. So, city dweller regarded a forest dweller as a foreigner. Why? The occupations are different, so they may regard them as a foreigner. But two farmers living in the same village were not foreigners because they are living in the same village, they are not foreigners. Even though they have different religious or caste backgrounds. Now let us see about historians and their sources. Historians use different types of sources to learn about the past depending upon the period of the study and the nature of the investigation. You will notice some continuity in the sources used by historians for the study of this period. What are the sources historians used? Coins, inscriptions, architecture, and textual records. In this period, number and variety of textual records increased dramatically during this period. In this period, paper was so cheap and widely available. So many people started writing their chronicles, textual records in paper. People used paper to write holy texts, some petitions, chronicles, judicial records, letters and teachings of saints, registers of account and taxes. Manuscripts were collected by wealthy people and rulers. Some were stored in monasteries and temples. They were placed in libraries and archives. These records were safely placed in libraries and archives. What are archives? Archive is the place where documents and manuscripts are stored. These manuscripts and documents provide a lot of detailed information to historians, but they are also difficult to use. So why it was difficult to use? There were no printing press in those days. So scribes copied manuscripts by hand. Who are scribes? They copy manuscripts by hand. As scribes copied manuscripts, they also introduced small changes, a word here, a sentence here. If you are copying a homework from a friend's note, we also make some changes. If it's a mistake, we write it correct. Same like that, scribes also introduced small changes, a sentence like that, they introduced some changes. These small differences grew over centuries of copying until manuscripts of the same text because substantially different from one another. The original copy is different from the duplicate copy. As a result, historians have to read different manuscript versions of the same text to guess what the author had originally written. Here I have given a painting of the scribe making a copy of the manuscript. This painting is only 10.5 cm and 7.1 cm in size. Because of its size, it is called miniature. Miniature paintings were sometimes used to illustrate the text of manuscripts. They were so beautiful that later collectors often took the manuscripts apart and sold just the miniatures. Different kinds of handwriting could make the reading of Persian and Arabic difficult. This is Nastaliq. Nastaliq style is cursive and easy to read. And this is Shikasta. Shikasta is denser and more difficult to read. The 14th century chronicler Ziauddin Barani wrote his chronicle first in 1356 and another version 2 years later. The two differ from each other. but historians did not know about the existence of the first version until the 1960s. It remained lost in large library collections. Thank you. Hope you understood about historians and their sources, changes in map, new and old terminologies. Meet you on the next video.